seen previous interviews and with police, and one of our colleagues talked to you once upon a time. You're very upfront.
Very much.
About talking about this killing.
Right.
You murdered this man.
Yes.
You tortured him.
Of course.
There is no ambiguity, and there is nothing you want to. In court today, you said you're not here to pretend to be remorseful.
Of course not. Why would I do that?
Are you remorseful?
Not at all.
Why?
Why would I be?
Well, why did this man deserve to die? You claimed he was a snitch.
Well,
what proof do you have of that?
He told me he was a snitch.
He told you.
On many occasions. But that really doesn't matter. Why did you guys want to kill me? Phoenix wanted to kill me. What's the difference? Everybody has a reason to kill.
Hey true crime fans, thank you for tuning in with me today. Today we are talking about the unbelievable case of the real life Killing Eve killer, Angela Simpson, who's also recently become popular on TikTok with people miming to her jailhouse interview in which she boasts of killing and torturing a disabled man, which I do not understand. I mean, Angela Simpson is not Tony Soprano. She is a woman who deliberately and maliciously tortured a disabled man for her own amusement, and then later on tried to say he was a snitch. Well, it didn't matter who he was. She had no right to torture and dismember him. Detectives called it the worst case they had ever seen. This is the case of Angela Simpson. On August 5th, 2009, Angela Simpson lured Terry Neely, 46, back to her apartment with a promise of drugs and sex. Once there, she began to maliciously beat him, and she began a torture that continued for 3 days. She made him watch in a mirror as she beat him. She savagely beat him. She pulled out his teeth. She tortured him. She electrocuted him. She violated him in every possible way. And when he was dead, she violated him even more by dismembering his body for her own pleasure. Angela Simpson is exactly where she needs to be. Terry Neely's body was found in a burning trash can in a parking lot behind a Phoenix church. His body had been dismembered, and the signs of torture on his body were so horrific that detectives called it the worst case they had ever seen. Angela Simpson tortured Terry Neely for 3 days. There is nothing that she did not do to him. She violated him in every possible way. Terry Neely suffered horrific abuse. There is no reason she could have given. I mean, she tried to imply in her interview that first of all, he was not her first victim, and that secondly, that she believes that snitches and child molesters should be punished, period. Well, there's no evidence that Terry Neely was ever a child molester. Whether he was a police informant or not is neither here nor there. Angela Simpson didn't torture Terry Neely because he was a police informant or a so-called child molester. She tortured him because she could, because it gave her pleasure, because she felt like it. That's all that was about. She took a disabled man, a man who was in a wheelchair, a man who could in no way defend himself. Now, at the time, Angela Simpson was a 31-year-old healthy woman. She had absolute power over him, and she exploited it for her own amusement. Angela Simpson is a sick woman. You know, she isn't cool. She isn't Tony Soprano. You know, she's just a woman who beat and tortured a disabled man because she felt like it. You know, she's now doing life in prison, and she's exactly where she needs to be. You know, Angela Simpson is a sick woman, and I really have no admiration whatsoever for her. I don't know why she's become popular on TikTok. You know, you're talking about a woman who, she pulled this torture out. She pulled it out for as long as humanly possible before Terry Neely's body could not take any more. She slit his throat, not enough to kill him, just lightly, and then she went about 3 days of absolute violation of this helpless, disabled man. He was burnt, he was beaten, he was tortured, he was dismembered. Every single one of his teeth had been pulled out, and she did that because she felt like it, because she could, because she had power over him. That is the case of Angela Simpson, the real life Killing Eve. Thank you for watching. This is Filthy Ketchup. Whatever you do today, please look after yourself, put yourself first, make good choices. Thank you for watching.